So at some point in your career, would you like to not be known as the Dead Space sound guy?
No.
Okay.
#1 overall, and I still hear this to this day, people, and I've seen the bathroom, hey, oh yeah, that game scared the shit out of me, right? There was a lot of cool sound design and a lot of the music was fantastic, but put all that stuff together and it's the overall mood. And sure, there was lots of great weapons and lots of great creatures and they were cool, but the one thing that I remember more than anything is how hard we worked on just making it feel scary. It really surprised the hell out of us. I wasn't expecting this at all. It won literally 20 or 21 audio awards. It just cleaned up. The Academy of Interactive Arts and Sciences, BAFTA, whatever, there was thousands of these. There's, well, at least 20, right? It was really weird. I wasn't expecting it at all. Because here's the thing, is when you're right in the middle of a game, you've seen it start from just a pile of crap. Before, we were working on modern warfare, and there are certain rules and certain things that you follow. Obviously, it was very successful, and we needed to stick to that. So now it's like when we worked on Dead Space, it's a whole new thing. We can make it up. There are no wrong notes, right? We just have to make sure that they all sound good together. Now, at some point, we realized, we were told what the game really was. We finally found out it was in a futuristic setting. Well, what does that mean? We don't want Star Wars, we don't want the Jetsons, we want something that's very grounded, that's believable. So the way we've gone about doing that is every advanced sound, we will start with very grounded sound source. Dave, our senior sound designer that did this, he woke up one morning hearing his garbage truck that he'd heard every week, right? And so he probably grabbed his recorder, ran outside and started following his garbage truck around. Finally, he asked the guy if he'd mind pulling over, and the guy said, yeah, it's totally cool. So the guy let him record. He says, could you turn off the engine? Let me just record the big arms that are, you know, that you pick up the trash cans with, right?
Does he explain that, by the way, this is for Call of Duty?
A lot of times, yeah, you will, because Call of Duty gets you a lot of free passes to do crazy stuff. You must have seen all the drones. We have lots of drones flying around. And it was difficult at first to try to ground them, because they would come out sounding a little too sci-fi. This is the source material we used and processed. And believe it or not, that stuff came from something like this. Another example of something drone-ish is this sound. It sounds like it's kind of hovering around, some kind of futuristic drone, but that came from this. Another really important thing, obviously, for Call of Duty are the weapons. Obviously, that's the thing we have to bring to the next level. We have 3 years, guys. We need to get it together. This is our FAS-12 from the Modern Warfare 3. It's a 12-gauge shotgun, right? Sounds pretty good. This is our version of it. So this is and that sounds pretty good. We switched to the same class, but our version of that.
The audio for a certain rival shooter is really renowned and people always praise it. Is that in the back of your mind constantly? Is it a subtle competition between the big dogs in the shooter market?
Always. It's absolutely always in the back. As a matter of fact, one of our biggest things we've done, we've studied the hell out of movies to understand how they're really getting that focused mix, but our competition, and probably the one you're talking about, we have competition in this industry. Yeah, absolutely. And we're constantly monitoring everything they do, playing their games, trying to figure out what they're doing that sounds great, and also saying, okay, well, that's not so great. Let's don't do that, and let's keep doing what we do really well, but let's retain what's useful, right? And then suck in as much as we can that's really cool from not just one competitor, but multiples. Mm-hmm. Because it was next gen, we knew the #1 pillar is to make sure that we had a clean, focused mix. That's been kind of the holy grail for audio ever since I can remember. It's always been this way. It's just now we have this technology that lets us go to the next level. Because if you throw all the sounds together, which is really difficult to avoid in a game like Call of Duty with all these things happening, what happens is it's like art, it's like painting or computer graphics. If you have too many pixels of every color, it's just going to turn white.
Do you find yourself going too far in that direction, where it's too much minimalist and too much singular noises?
I don't think we've gone far enough, frankly. I think there's still a lot of places in our game that we constantly struggle with. We want to hear this, but we want to hear this too. Well, hold on. Which one do you want to hear? You also want to hear somebody speaking? Come on. And the music? Come on, it gets crazy. So how do you juggle that kind of thing? I think this next game is going to be certainly the best mixed game ever. Definitely, without a doubt, one of the best sounding games that I've ever worked on, including, far better. Dead Space was Dead Space. That was a long time ago. We don't kind of drop that, right? It's like bragging about when you were on the football team in high school, right? That's gone. You might have been the star quarterback. Yeah, it was cool. I got my trophy, but who cares? Let's move on to the next thing, right?